basically, if you are at a high, like a zone 4, and you're over 90 minutes, you're now negating the training effect that you had. But if you're in zone 2 or
Bingo.
3, yeah, and like that's the efficiency of your workouts is what's key. And so I guess that's the point that I'm trying to get at is, we're looking at zone rate training, efficiency. And if we're in high zones, keep it simple, keep it short, keep it efficient. If you're trying to do like a calorie burn and an endurance type or just like a maintenance workout and it's over 90 minutes, you're looking at that zone 2 and just really keeping it and low. But it's like the whole idea is, what are you doing? Make it efficient and make it make sense. So I'm so long-winded, and I'm sorry because it's just like I'm trying to
That's
like
okay.
explain why I've kind of changed things to how I'm doing them now, and that's I'm training more efficiently. I know what heart rate zones I'm in, and keeping those in those areas. So I would say I do about 2 to 3 long runs a week, usually 3 miles to 5 miles. I love to run, so there's times where it's just like, I'm going to go out and do 10 miles, but that's for me, that's what I like to do. And then also training around what my performance aspect is, like where I am in my camp, like where, it's broken up into segments, built and sort of building, where you're creating this endurance block, and then you're creating this strength and power block, and then you're changing it as you're getting closer to peak performance, where you're shortening your window so that your recovery rate is being pushed, and you're pushing your body to recover faster, and you're really pushing that fast twitch. So it really depends on what cycle I'm in, but I still at a general, I do long runs 3 times a week. I do sprints 2 times a week. So looking at, 4 to 5 running sessions a week. I like to run, and then strength and conditioning 2 to 3 times a week, and then I box 5 to 6. So which usually it's 2 to 3 sparring sessions. Usually 2. Everyone likes to spar a ton. I really only like to spar 2 times a week. So people are going to be like, oh, you need to spar 3 times a week. There's people that spar back-to-back days, and I don't believe in that. I think that brain health is important. So
Absolutely. That's
brain
another,
rest.
yeah, like people don't talk about that enough either, concussions and stuff in boxing.
Yeah.
But
That's a
no,
whole nother segment. I'd love to have another. We should pop on here and talk about concussion
yeah,
recovery and brain health. It'd be amazing.
totally. Yeah, absolutely. No, you brought up a really good point, and I would add, keep it simple, keep it specific. Keep your
Yes.
training specific. And that's
Yes.
something I have a hard time getting across to people where, like, especially in the running space, traditional people would say that traditionally you should be running 5 to 6 days a week to train for a marathon. And thankfully, it's starting to come around that more and more people are starting to say, well, no, as long as you're very specific about your training stimulus and your adaptation that you're looking for, you can do 3 and maybe 1 recovery run. But people just want to add, they're called junk miles. They just want
Yeah.
to add, they'll run 6 days a week. 3 of those runs, there's absolutely no target. They don't know what they're supposed to be
Yeah.
doing. They're running too hard for it to be a recovery run, but they're not running fast enough for it to, stimulate any sort of adaptation response. So